Okay, here we go. This is going to be an overview of what I talk about on Monday, but I wanted to record it. Number one, in case we had snow. Number two, because I'm covering an awful lot of territory here, and sometimes it's better to be able to go back and review it. So let's get started. Now I'll warn you, I have puppy dogs in the background, and I have a bit of a cold. So if I cough, I may pause just a minute, okay? Make sure we're in the right place. We're looking at Business 105, Principles of Management. My name is Linda Eckert, and you can reach me at leckert@ivtech.edu. I'm very quick to respond. So please use that email address often. I like to say not only do I have an open office, but I have an open mind. So don't be afraid to ask questions, okay? So today, or the rest of the week, this is kind of what we're going to be doing. Today we're going to do the orientation. I'm going to go through and kind of explain how the course works and expectations for the course. Wednesday I'm going to explain the service learning project. I'm going to look at Padlet, which you've already been asked to go post to. And we'll look at the video for bad bosses, and I'll have you explain in class the worst interview or the worst boss you've ever had, and we'll go from there. And then on Friday we'll look at the content quiz, and we'll look at the Did You Know video, and we will look at what I call the Myers-Briggs inventory test. So everybody kind of hang loose this week. We're just going to get to know each other. Please make sure you bring a computer on all days, because we're going to be using technology throughout the course just to connect us and get us engaged. Lecture Monday is incorrect. There is no class next Monday. It is a holiday. I will go over chapter 1 on Tuesday, and we'll look at a video and go from there. We'll look at the discussion board and talk about that, and kind of go through the quiz so we can kind of get used to what the quiz is, and also have you get used to the Learn Smarts that you'll be using. If we were in class right now, I would be pulling roll and asking you a question. And the question is going to be your learning style, what your learning style is. So you could think about that. I've sent you an email with the questions I need for the student profile, so if you haven't returned that, please do so. I've also asked you to send me one question you have about the course. That will be for extra points, and I will answer those in Monday's class. So that kind of catches us up to date here, but now let's look at how is this two-way video going to work. Well, I don't know about you, but it's sort of like watching television, and when I watch television, I get really sleepy. And I don't want you all to get sleepy, so we're going to kind of dice this up a little bit with some extra technology. We are going to use some outside technology, and it's going to involve, let me see if I can find it. The technology we use is going to be Padlet, and this is the address. The address is actually going to be, this will be 105, not 201. We're going to use Get It, and that's going to be used to ask questions and to do polls throughout when I'm lecturing. We might use Class Flow, which to share PowerPoints and videos, and this is the incorrect address. I'll get the right address up. We'll use Today's Meet for chats. And we could also probably use Blackboard IM, but I like Today's Meet. It's much easier. And we'll probably do a couple of things in Blackboard Collaborate, which is a meeting place online that's tied to Blackboard. And of course, for anybody that knows me out there, we're going to be using lots of YouTubes. The one that we have today is Never Give Up, and that's right here. So if you're watching this, make sure you take time to do the Don't Ever Give Up. Also, there should be another one, Learning Required. Do that one also if you didn't make the first class. Those are some of the extra technology we're going to use, and that's why you need to bring a device to class. So that's kind of how we're going to dice this up. Now, what are we going to be doing in this class? Course activities. Generally, you're going to read a chapter. Then you're going to do a Learn Smart, which is a review of the chapter back and forth. You can do that until you get it all right. It's worth 20 points. There is a quiz. I believe it's worth 20 points. I'd have to check on that. I think it is 20 points. Quizzes are relatively difficult, or seem to be. So there's also something called quiz preparation, a whole folder for it to help with that. There's a discussion board in every chapter, and these are for your participation points. And then I do a lot of classroom activities in this class. We're going to look at personality, your learning style, your brain dominance, some other assessments that help you understand how you best can manage other people and learn about yourself. And finally, there's a learning service project, which you can either do with a partner or do by yourself. We'll discuss that in more depth in Wednesday, but that's kind of overall. You'll notice there are no tests here, so that should make everybody smile. That's kind of what we're going to do in the semester. Lots of talk and lots of engagement. It's a good class. So what are we going to look at for this class, the scope? We're going to look at planning. Everything that a manager does is plan, organize, lead, control, and then your personality and how you would do those 4 things. The whole course revolves around these 4 right here. It's fairly interesting. And you will recognize a lot of it from positions and jobs that you've had. So let's go to our syllabus now. There are things to remember, or course expectations, whatever you want to call them. And I could probably give you 120 of them. Instead, I'm going to give you 5. They're relatively easy. Be nice, be here, be on time, be prepared, and be professional. If you do that, I think you're going to be fine. Last day to drop this class is April 11th, 2015, and it won't show up on your transcript after that point. Probably the most important thing I'm going to say today is how to evacuate the building. If you're in Crawfordsville, you need to get with somebody and find out the best evacuation route from your room. I'm not familiar with the new building. In White County here, you're going to go out the door, turn right, and go right out the door. You're within 10 foot of the door. If you are in Monticello, if you're in Lafayette, you're on the 2nd floor, so you're going to go out of the room, turn right, go down the staircase, and go right again, and then out the door. So make sure you know how to get out of the building if you have to. Now, let's go over the syllabus, and we'll come back and go over how to set up Connect. So first, let's look at our syllabus here. And it's our standard syllabus, obviously. My information, you can call me at this number, and they'll be able to get you in contact with me if we need to talk verbally. Here's our objectives. I had to go cough. Sorry about that. Here's our required text, and this textbook is connected in the in Blackboard. And I don't believe you need an access code. We'll have to find out. We'll do that during class to see how that works. Let me show you what that looks like here. If I go to our Blackboard course, and let's go to session 2. And if you scroll down, here is your link to your Blackboard. You just click on this, and it will bring up, I hope, your book. And you can just read it from here. I don't read vertically really well, so I ended up doing I downloaded it, or I used the oh my goodness, where is it? I suppose it's not in this one. Let's look here. I ended up going to the bookshelf, and here it is. It's in step 3 here. If you read this, you can actually go to the Vital Source bookshelf that's in your here, Communications and Tools, and download an app and download this so that you can read it on your tablet, which makes it a lot easier to read. So if you have a tablet, that is a very viable source. Other than that, it is available throughout the course, wherever it's needed, and this would just be chapter 1, okay? And you could read it right from here. The other thing you can also do is there is a hard copy that will that you can buy from the bookstore, and I'm not sure if our bookstore has it in Lafayette, but you can order it online for $20. It's a loose leaf, and you can put it in a notebook. This will, if you need hard copy, that is probably the best way to do it. I have it on my tablet and have no problem with it, so if you've got a tablet, you might want to try that also. I'll be more than glad to help you do that. So, and here's the link to the bookstore for you if you want to order that. It is $20.13, I believe. What else do we have in here? We're going to use the Connect system, and these are the requirements for it. As I recall, it had some issue with the latest Internet Explorer. I don't know if that's been corrected yet or not. So if you have some issues, please let me know. And right here, well, is your troubleshooting for this. So if you have problems with it, some people do. So if you do, just let us know, and we'll figure out how to get it fixed. Here's the technical support. They're very quick and eager to help you. Here's a tutorial and the facts on how to use it. And what do we got? Oh, these are just downloads you might want. Communications. I don't use Blackboard Messages. I use Campus Connect. So please check that every day. I send out links for you to look at and things for you to read. And this 36 hours, I usually get back to you within 20 minutes when you email me, so please use that often. Whoops, I just got carried away with that one, didn't I? Teaching methods, we have lecture. I'm not fond of lecturing, so there won't be a lot. I usually don't lecture over 15 to 20 minutes. And you'll find your assignments under the class sessions. I'll go through that. We have chapter quizzes. You've got Learn Smart assignments that are embedded. I'll show you those here in a minute. And this is a breakdown of where the grades are coming from. Like I mentioned, here's your content quiz, your other quizzes, learning service project, your Learn Smarts, and discussion boards. And there's our grading scale. Attendance, you probably need to be here. Here's our, that should be the 11th. That is incorrect. I'll have to correct that. So it's April 11th is the last date to withdraw. And of course we know no plagiarism. Do your own work, folks. Here's the assistants. Not much new here. I think you've all gone through this before. Here's our, this is important because I do follow this. Here's when things are due. This is what we're going to do each day. Learn Smarts are due on Monday before lecture. The first post to the discussion boards are due Wednesday. Chapter quizzes are due Friday. Sometimes I let those go into the weekend. And responses to the discussion boards are due on Friday. And you can kind of see that pretty well follows straight through. So it's a good thing to print this and follow it. If there's any changes, I will tell you. I'm usually fairly stable as far as when we do things. So that is the syllabus. Again, that one date was wrong, and I will have to correct that. That takes care of the syllabus. Let's do this setup with Connect. Now Connect, you may have already worked with Connect or have used Connect, but let's just kind of go over it one more time. Even though we are not using the Connect activities, we're using Learn Smart. You will still have to go through the instructions on how to set up Connect. You will, when you click on it, and you click on one of the activities, it will take you to the screen and you'll hit continue, and then you'll register. You'll put your Ivy Tech email in. If you already have an account, it will connect you to it. If you don't, and it'll tell you that you don't owe anything. Now, if you don't have an account, you'll have to set it up. Make sure you remember your password on this. You'll get the free trial, and it's not really, because you paid for it with your tuition. And here's something that's really, really important. When you are in the Learn Smart, make sure you click Return to Blackboard. If you don't, your scores will not transfer, because they're set to transfer up. Once you click back to Blackboard, if you go into the Grade Center, then you'll see your score here. You want to check that and make sure that happens. If not, please let me know so I can transfer that. And that is Connect. It's usually very painless, but there have been times when things didn't work the way we thought they would. So get that done so we know if we have to do anything or have any problems that we have to work out with the support people. Where are we? Again, you can buy a hard copy of the text if you like. I do need you to bring a laptop or a tablet into the classroom with you so that we can use the above technology in the classroom. How I teach is I really don't like lecturing a whole lot. In fact, some of the stuff that we talk about I actually have recorded in lectures, and I may ask you to listen to those lectures outside of the classroom so that we can do more activities in the classroom. We'll see how that goes. We have a lot of in-class projects to do, and we do have discussion boards, which I like to talk about. So On the extra resources over here, there is that quiz preparation, which is really important. I think that will make a major difference in your scores. Let's pull up Blackboard. And this is a typical week. Let's go to class sessions. I'm going to go into session 2 here. And again, all the sessions look like this. Here's your link. After you've read the book, go into the assessments, and here's your Learn Smart. This is what you'll click on first, and that's what will take you to your setup for Connect. This is the video that's for your discussion board. If you click on this, it will take you to your discussion board, so you can answer that. Here's that quiz preparation I was talking about. And then here's the quiz. And there are 25 multiple choice. Sometimes I'll go in here and pull things up. There's videos and things of that nature in there. And this would be something like our in-class activities. Here's a thing on entrepreneurship. Are you an entrepreneur? Here's a VARC learning style. That we'll probably do in week 2, just to verify your learning. So that's kind of how each section is set up. You should be very comfortable. Once you finish everything on this page, you've pretty well got everything done for the week. All of the assignments are due per the course outline. There should be dates and times. So important things to remember are all communication is through email, not messages. All work is to be turned in via Blackboard or Learn Smart, please. And things that I have done by Wednesday. Number 1, be registered and ready to work with Learn Smart. Print the course outline. Watch the Bad Bosses video. And complete or start the discussion board initial post. And this one we'll do Friday is the Humanmetrics assessment, and it's a personality evaluation. So that should keep you busy. One thing I didn't show you, and that is Business 105. Oh, does that look great? This is your Padlet, and this is something we're going to use a lot of. You just double click on that, and I've already asked you to come here and tell me your favorite color. Just click on it, type in, and click outside, and you can leave a message, and that's how you will tell me what your favorite color is and why you like that color or what that color means to you. I think we'll have fun with this. So that is our class. This is a good class. I have a lot of fun with it. So on Wednesday we'll look at all of this stuff, and we will get started with learning how to use a bunch of technology. Thank you. Have a great day.